The sky above Yellowstone National Park turned an odd purple color. It wasn't storm clouds. It wasn't pollution. Captain Jun Kim had never seen anything like it in his 15 years as a soldier or his 3 years as a park ranger. Strange, he said to himself, lowering his binoculars. The purple light lasted for 10 seconds, then vanished. The sky returned to normal blue. Jun made a note in his small notebook and continued his patrol. The next morning, Jun found unusual tracks near Beaver Lake. They weren't from any animal he knew. The prints were large, bigger than a bear's, but shaped wrong. 3 long toes with sharp points at the end. The stride length suggested something that walked on 2 legs. Jun took photos and measurements. As he worked, he noticed something else odd. Silence. No birds singing. No insects buzzing. The forest was never this quiet. He touched his radio. Base, this is Kim. Something strange out at Section 8. Unusual tracks. Also, no wildlife sounds. Request backup. Static answered him. His radio was dead. So was his phone when he checked. Jun's hand moved to the rifle on his back. Years of combat experience told him something was very wrong. A branch snapped somewhere to his left. Jun turned quickly, but saw nothing. Then a shimmer in the air caught his eye. Like heat rising from hot pavement, but moving. Moving with purpose. Jun backed away slowly, rifle now in his hands. The shimmer stopped. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then a splash of bright green liquid hit a tree nearby. The bark began to smoke and melt. Jun ran. That evening, Dr. Hannah Park's phone rang as she was finishing work at her lab. The government research facility where she studied unusual biological specimens wasn't supposed to receive outside calls. Dr. Park speaking, she answered. Hannah, it's Jun. Something's happening in the park. Something not natural. She smiled at hearing her old friend's voice. What do you mean, not natural? I found tracks I can't identify. Then something I couldn't see clearly tried to attack me. It melted a tree with some kind of acid. Hannah's smile disappeared. Are you sure it wasn't a bear? Maybe a chemical spill. I know what I saw. Or didn't see. The thing could make itself almost invisible. Hannah thought for a moment. Send me the photos of the tracks. Already did. Check your email. She opened her laptop and found Jun's message. The photos made her breath catch. The 3-toed prints matched nothing in Earth's fossil record or current species catalog. I need to call some people, she said. Stay safe. I'll call you back. 3 days later, the first body was found. Park rangers discovered Jake Miller, a famous local hunter, hanging from a tree. His skin had been removed. His skull and spine were missing. The killing was done with surgical precision. Jun stood at the scene with the local sheriff. Rangers were taking down the body while FBI agents took photos. Never seen anything like it, the sheriff said, his face pale. No animal does this. It wasn't an animal, Jun said quietly. At least, not one from Earth. A black SUV pulled up. Hannah stepped out, now wearing a government ID badge Jun had never seen before. Captain Kim, she said formally, for the benefit of others around them. I need you to come with me. National security matter. As they walked to her vehicle, she whispered, there have been 17 similar killings worldwide in the past 2 days. All expert hunters or soldiers. Whatever's doing this, it's choosing specific targets. Jun looked up at the sky. They're hunting us. Yes, Hannah said. And the government wants you to help hunt them back. Behind them, a small device no bigger than a coin attached itself to Jun's truck. It pulsed with a faint purple light, then turned invisible. The hunt had only just begun. The military base was underground. Jun followed Hannah through many security doors. They entered a large room filled with screens and maps. Red dots marked places all over the world. Each red dot is a killing, said Colonel Daly. He was a tall man with a stern face and short gray hair. 32 victims now, all of them top hunters, soldiers, or fighters. Jum studied the map. They're testing us, finding our best warriors. Colonel Lee nodded. That's what we think too. Hana led them to another room. A table held strange metal pieces. They glowed with faint blue light. We found these at 3 different kill sites, Hana said. She picked up a small disc. This creates some kind of invisibility field. And this, she pointed to a long metal rod, is a weapon. It shoots acid that melts almost anything. How do we fight something we can't see? June asked. Colonel Lee smiled for the first time. We have a team for that. The next day, Jun met the team. 5 soldiers with special skills. They would hunt the hunters. This is Jin, our tech expert, Colonel Lee said, pointing to a young man with glasses. He's working on a way to see through their invisibility. Jin held up a pair of strange goggles. These detect heat and unusual air movement. Not perfect, but better than normal eyes. Colonel Lee continued. Tai is our weapons master. Mina is our tracker. Sung is communications. And Won is medical support. When do we start? Jun asked. Now, Colonel Lee said. We just got word of strange activity in the forests near Seattle. 3 hunters missing. They flew to Washington State on a military plane. The forest was thick and dark. Rain fell steadily. Perfect hiding place for something that could already hide. Spread out, but stay in radio contact, Jun ordered. Each team member wore Jin's special goggles. 2 hours passed with nothing. Then Mina's voice came through the radio. Movement, 50 meters north of my position. Jun moved quickly but quietly. Years of military training kept his footsteps silent. He found Mina crouched behind a fallen tree. There, she whispered, pointing. At first, Jun saw nothing. Then, with the special goggles, he saw it, a tall shape moving between trees. It was partly visible, like water in air. The creature was at least 7 feet tall. Everyone converge on our position. Jun whispered into his radio. Move silently. We have contact. The alien hunter moved with purpose, checking something on its arm. It hadn't noticed them yet. Tay arrived first, carrying the special rifle. I can take the shot, he whispered. Wait, Jun said. Let's see what it does. The hunter stopped at a tree and placed something on it. A small device that blinked with purple light. Then it continued forward. Sung and Won arrived. Jin was last, carrying equipment. I can scan it from here, he whispered. But before Jin could start, a terrible scream cut through the forest. Human, not far away. It's not alone, Jun realized. Move. They ran toward the scream. Through a clearing, they saw another hunter. This one held a man by the throat. A local forest ranger. The alien had removed its invisibility. Its face had mandibles like an insect. Its skin was mottled green and brown. Fire, Jun shouted. Ta shot first. The bullet hit the hunter in the shoulder. Strange green blood sprayed out. The creature roared, a sound like metal grinding on metal. It dropped the ranger and turned toward them. The first hunter appeared behind them, now visible too. It raised a weapon. Get down, Jun yelled. Acid shot over their heads, hitting a tree. The wood melted instantly. Won and Sung dragged the injured ranger away. Ta fired again, hitting the second hunter in the leg. It stumbled but didn't fall. Fall back. Colonel Lee's voice came through their radios. More of them coming. As they retreated, Jun grabbed one of the alien devices from a tree. The hunters followed them to the edge of the forest before stopping. Jun looked back. For a moment, he locked eyes with one of the creatures. It made a clicking sound that chilled his blood. The message was clear. The game was on. Back at the base, Hana worked in her lab. The small device Jun had taken from the tree sat on her table. She had been studying it for hours. Find anything? June asked as he entered the lab. Hannah looked up. Dark circles showed under her eyes. This is amazing technology. It sends signals we can't detect with normal equipment. I think it marks hunting zones. Any way to use it against them? Maybe. Hannah pointed to her computer screen. Look at this. The screen showed strange symbols. What is it? June asked. Their language, I think. Jin helped me crack some of it. They call themselves the Narak. It means worthy prey seekers in their language. Colonel Lee walked in. His face was grim. We have something you need to see. They followed him to another room where a large metal container stood. Inside was a dead Narak hunter. It had been hit by a train while chasing a human target. We got lucky, Colonel Lee said. This is our chance to learn about them. The alien was even more frightening up close, over 7 feet tall with tough, scaly skin. Its face had 4 mandibles around a mouth full of sharp teeth. Its eyes were deep yellow. Hannah put on gloves and began to examine it. The body structure suggests it evolved as a predator. These claws, the eyes positioned for hunting, the strong leg muscles. What about weaknesses? June asked. Their blood is interesting, Hannah said. It reacts with our air. That's why it glows green. They breathe our air fine, but their blood chemistry is very different. Jin entered the room carrying a small device. I found something on its armor. He pointed to a metal plate on the creature's chest. It's a recording device. Like a camera. They connected the device to a computer. The screen showed images from the hunter's point of view. It showed the Narak stalking humans, studying them, then attacking. It's recording its hunts, Colonel Lee said. Like trophies. Wait, Hannah said. Look at this part. The video showed the Narak passing by a woman with a small child. The hunter clearly saw them, but moved on without attacking. It ignored them, Jun said. Why? There's more, Jin said. He showed another clip where the hunter passed by an old man in a wheelchair. They only hunt those who can fight back, Hannah realized. They have some kind of honor code. They want worthy opponents. So they're not just killing randomly, Colonel Lee said. They're hunting the best of us for sport. June thought about this. That might be something we can use. Later that day, they found more footage stored in the hunter's armor. It showed a large ship hidden in a mountain range. Other Narak were there, comparing trophies, human skulls, and spines. There must be dozens of them, Colonel Lee said. One Narak stood out from the others. It was larger with more elaborate armor and many marks carved into its skin. Their leader, Jun guessed. The large Narak spoke to younger ones, pointing to images of Earth's greatest warriors, Olympic champions, special forces soldiers, renowned hunters. This is a training mission for them, Hannah said. The younger ones come here to prove themselves by hunting humans. But why Earth? Colonel Lee asked. Hannah pointed to more symbols on the screen. According to this, they've hunted on many planets. They seek out species they consider worthy challengers. We should be offended. But actually, it's a compliment. They think we're good enough to hunt. June stared at the images of the Narak ship. So a bunch of alien trophy hunters picked Earth for their hunting ground. He turned to Colonel Lee. They made a mistake. They thought we were prey. Time to show them we're not, Colonel Lee agreed. June nodded. Time to become the hunters. If they want to hunt worthy opponents, let's give them what they want, Jun said to the team gathered in the meeting room. Colonel Lee nodded. We need to set a trap. Jin had been working day and night. He held up new goggles, smaller than before. These can see through their invisibility better now. I studied their technology. Hannah added, and I found a way to detect their hunting zones. The devices they place on trees send signals. We can track these signals. Good, said Colonel Lee. But we need more people. More hunters. A week later, 20 new people joined their team. They came from many countries. Expert trackers, hunters, and soldiers. One of them was a young Korean man named Suho. I'm not a soldier, Suho told June. I'm a hunter. My family has hunted in traditional ways for many generations. What kind of traditional ways? June asked. Suho smiled. Ways that don't use modern technology. Ways the aliens won't expect. June liked this idea. The Narak have hunted many worlds. They know how to fight against guns and modern weapons, but old hunting methods might surprise them. They made a plan. They would not just defend. They would hunt the hunters. 5 days later, they put their plan into action in the Amazon rainforest. Sensors had detected 3 Narak hunting there. June, Suho, and 10 others moved silently through the thick jungle. All wore Jin's special goggles and carried weapons that could hurt the aliens. They're ahead, Suho whispered, pointing to broken leaves on a plant. 3 of them, moving east. June was impressed. Suho could track as well as Mina. Maybe better. Everyone in position, June said into his radio. They had set up a trap. A fake camp with heat sources that looked like humans. The Narak would think they had found easy prey. Hours passed. Night fell. Then Suho pointed silently through the trees. 3 faint shapes moved toward the fake camp. The Narak had taken the bait. Now, June whispered into his radio. Hidden nets shot up from the ground, tangling 2 of the hunters. The third jumped away, but stepped on sharp spikes Suho had placed, an old hunting trick from his ancestors. The wounded Narak screamed that strange metal sound. It fired its weapon wildly, melting trees and plants. June and 2 soldiers fired back. Their bullets, now coated with a chemical Hana had created, pierced the alien's armor. The other 2 Narak fought against the nets. One broke free and charged at Suho, who stood calmly. As the hunter reached him, Suho stepped aside and pulled a hidden rope. A large log swung down from the trees, hitting the alien hard. Old tricks work best, Suho said with a smile. The third Narak tried to activate its invisibility, but Jin's device blocked it. Soldiers surrounded it, firing until it fell. We did it, Colonel Lee said, walking into the clearing. 3 hunters down. June nodded, but didn't smile. This is just the beginning. There will be more, and they'll be more careful now. They collected the alien weapons and technology. Hana would study them to find more weaknesses. As they prepared to leave, a small purple light flashed in the sky above them. What was that? Suho asked. I don't know, June said, but I think we just got someone's attention. Far above Earth, on a massive ship, the Narak elder watched a screen. 3 young hunters had been killed by the humans. This was unexpected. Interesting. The elder made a clicking sound and pressed buttons on a control panel. More pods launched from the ship, heading toward Earth. The real hunt was about to begin. The team returned to base in good spirits. Their victory against the 3 Narak hunters gave everyone hope. In the main hall, Colonel Lee put the alien weapons on display. Today we proved they can be beaten, he told the gathered soldiers and hunters. Good work, everyone. That night, they celebrated. But June couldn't sleep. Something felt wrong. The Narak wouldn't give up so easily. The alarm sounded at 3:17 a.m. June jumped from his bed and grabbed his gun. Red emergency lights flashed in the hallway. What's happening? He asked a running soldier. We're under attack. They found the base. June ran to the command center. Screens showed 5 Narak hunters inside the base already. These hunters were different. Their armor was more decorated, their movements more skilled. These aren't young hunters, Hana said, looking at the screens. These are veterans. Colonel Lee was giving orders. Team 1 to the east entrance. Team 2, protect the labs. Sir, June said, we need to evacuate. We can't win this fight here. No time, Colonel Lee answered. They're moving too fast. An explosion shook the building. The lights went out. Only emergency power remained. They're in the air ducts. Someone shouted. June saw a shimmer in the air above them. "Get down," he yelled, pushing Hannah to the floor. Acid sprayed across the room. 3 soldiers screamed as it hit them. Colonel Lee fired at the ceiling, hitting something. Green blood dripped down. The wounded Nerak fell through the ceiling panels. Even hurt, it moved with frightening speed. It grabbed Colonel Lee and drove a blade through his chest. No, Jun fired his gun until it was empty. The Nerak fell, but it was too late for Colonel Lee. "We have to go," Hannah said, pulling Jun's arm. "There are more coming." They ran through the halls, gathering survivors. Jin, Tai, and Minna were still alive. Suho appeared from a side room, covered in green blood. "Took one down," he said simply. They reached the garage and took 2 trucks. As they drove away, the base exploded behind them. The Nerak had destroyed it completely. "Where do we go now?" Minna asked, her voice shaking. "The mountains," Jum decided. "We need to hide and make a new plan." For 3 days, they drove and hiked into remote mountains. 14 people had escaped the attack. They set up a small camp in a cave. "Why did they find our base?" Sung asked. "It was supposed to be secret." Jin held up a small purple device. "I found this on one of our trucks. It's a tracker. They must have put it on us during the fight in the forest." Hannah worked on her laptop, one of the few pieces of equipment they had saved. "I'm still getting signals from some of our sensors. The Nerak are hunting all over the world now. Many more of them." "How many?" Joan asked. "At least 30. And they're all veterans, not young hunters." Suho cleaned his knife. "So they sent their best. They respect us now. Or they want to end this quickly," Ta said. Hannah pointed to her screen. "Look at this. Many signals coming from one place in Siberia. A mountain region. I think that's where their ship is." June looked at the map. "Then that's where we need to go." "Are you crazy?" Jin asked. "That's their base. There could be hundreds of them. We can't just defend anymore," Jum said. "They'll find us eventually. We need to strike at their heart." "How?" Minna asked. "We're 14 people against an alien hunting party." Suho smiled. "When the tiger is too strong to fight directly, the wise hunter goes for its cubs." Jun nodded. "Exactly. We don't fight them all. We destroy their ship, take away their safety." "A suicide mission," Ta whispered. "Maybe," Jun admitted. "But it's our only chance. Who's with me?" One by one, they raised their hands. Even Jin. "Then let's plan," Jum said. "It's time to hunt the hunters on their own ground." The Siberian mountains were covered in snow. Winds howled across empty valleys. In this cold wasteland, Jun and his team moved slowly toward their target. 3 more miles, Hannah whispered, checking her device. They had used parts from Nerak technology to build better trackers. The team was small now. Just Jun, Hannah, Suho, Jin, and Ta. The others stayed behind to create distractions around the world, drawing Nerak hunters away from their ship. "I see something," Suho said, pointing ahead. Through the falling snow, a strange shape appeared. It wasn't a mountain. Jin used special binoculars. "That's it. Their ship." The alien vessel was huge, like a metal pyramid half buried in the mountainside. No wonder it hadn't been found before. From far away, it looked like part of the mountains. "Any guards?" Jun asked. 2 at the main entrance, Jin said. "Both invisible, but I can see their heat." Jun nodded. "Remember the plan. We get inside, plant the bombs, and get out. No fighting unless we have to." They had made explosives using Nerak weapons. Hannah had figured out how to make the acid more powerful. If they could place the bombs in the right spots, they could destroy the ship. They moved closer, using the snow and rocks for cover. Suho led the way, his steps silent even on the crunchy snow. Years of hunting had made him nearly as invisible as the Nerak. At 200 yards from the ship, Suho stopped and made a bird call signal. Something was wrong. Movement, he whispered when the others reached him. Inside the ship, many of them. Jin checked his sensor. At least 15 hunters inside. We stick to the plan, Jun said. Ta, you and Jin take out the guards. Use the silent darts. Ta moved forward with Jin. They had made darts filled with poison from the Narak's own weapons. The guards fell without a sound. Now, Jun said. They ran to the ship's entrance. Jin worked on the control panel while the others kept watch. The door slid open with a soft hiss. Inside, the ship was warm and filled with strange smells. The walls glowed with faint purple light. They moved quietly down curved hallways. This way, Hannah said, following her scanner. The main power source should be below us. They found a lift that took them deeper into the ship. When the doors opened, they gasped. The room was filled with trophies from dozens of worlds, skulls from creatures they couldn't recognize. Some looked almost human, but not quite. They'd been doing this for centuries, Hannah whispered, hunting species across the galaxy. Focus, Jun reminded her. Where do we plant the bombs? Hannah pointed to large tubes running along the walls. Those must carry power. And that, she pointed to a glowing sphere in the center of the room, looks like the main energy source. They moved quickly, placing their explosives. Jin set the timers for 15 minutes. Enough time to get out. Done, Jin said. Let's go. As they turned to leave, a door opened. 3 Narak entered. For a moment, both groups froze in surprise. Then the aliens roared and charged. Run, Jun shouted. They fired their weapons as they ran for the exit. 1 Narak fell, but the others kept coming. Alarm sounds filled the ship, screeching wails that hurt human ears. They reached the lift, but more hunters were coming from above. They were trapped. The other door. Suho pointed to a side entrance. They ran through it, finding themselves in a large chamber full of small ships, the hunters' personal craft. This way, Jin called, finding another exit. But as they ran toward it, a large figure stepped through. This Narak was bigger than any they had seen before. Its armor was covered in marks and symbols. Around its neck hung a necklace of teeth and bones. The elder, Hannah whispered. More hunters appeared behind them. They were surrounded. Suho looked at the timer on his bomb. 12 minutes, he said quietly to Jun. Then louder. Go. I will hold them. No, Jun said. Suho smiled. This is the hunter's way, one sacrifice for many. He pulled out all his remaining weapons. Now go. Before they could argue, Suho charged at the Narak elder, firing and throwing explosives. The distraction worked. Jun pulled Hannah toward a small side passage. As they ran, they heard Suho's war cry, followed by explosions and alien screams. Jun, Hannah, Jin, and Ta ran through narrow passages in the alien ship. Behind them, they could hear the sounds of fighting. Suho was giving them time to escape. This way, Jin said, following a map he had made of the ship. There's another exit ahead. They turned a corner and found 2 Narak waiting. Ta fired quickly, taking one down. The other slashed at Jin with a blade, cutting his arm before Jun shot it. How bad? Jun asked, checking Jin's wound. I'll live, Jin said through gritted teeth. Keep moving. The timer on Jun's wrist showed 8 minutes left. They had to get far from the ship before it exploded. They reached a small door that led outside. Snow and wind hit their faces as they emerged on the mountainside, far from where they had entered. Run, Jun ordered. They needed distance from the blast. They made it half a mile before the ground shook. Looking back, they saw part of the mountain collapse as explosions ripped through the Narak ship. Fire and smoke rose into the sky. We did it, Hannah said, breathing hard. But at what cost? Ta looked back. Suho. He died a hunter's death, Jun said, the way he would have wanted. They continued moving, wanting to get as far as possible. Night was falling, making the cold worse. They needed shelter. "There's a cave ahead," Jin said, pointing. Inside the cave, they made a small fire. Jin's arm needed attention. Hana used their first aid kit to clean and bandage the wound. "Will the explosion kill all of them?" Tai asked. Hana shook her head. Many of the hunters were out hunting, and some might have survived the blast. "But we've hurt them," Jum said. "They can't leave Earth now. No ship." They tried to rest, taking turns keeping watch. Jum was on guard when he heard something outside just before dawn. He woke the others silently, pointing to the cave entrance. A small metal sphere rolled into the cave. It opened, releasing a hologram, a three-dimensional image of the Narek Elder. The alien spoke, and to their surprise, its words translated into rough English. "Humans," the Elder's voice rumbled. "You fight well. You have destroyed our ship, killed many hunters. Now I offer you choice." The hologram showed a map, marking a location not far from their position. "I wait there, alone. Your leader comes, alone. We fight. If you win, we leave Earth forever. If I win, hunt continues." The hologram disappeared. "It's a trap," Ta said immediately. "Maybe," Joan agreed. "But maybe not. They have a code. Honor matters to them. Even if it's not a trap, you can't beat the Elder alone," Hana argued. "You saw how big it was." June stared at the spot where the hologram had been. "What choice do we have? We can't keep running forever." "We could call for help," Jin suggested. "There must be other military units still fighting. By the time help arrives, more humans will die," Jum said. "This ends now, one way or another." The sun rose as they debated. Finally, Jum made his decision. "I'm going. The rest of you head south. If I don't come back, find others who can fight." Hana grabbed his arm. "Jum, this is suicide." "No," he said. "This is the way hunters settle things. One against one. Fair fight." Jum took only what he needed: his knife, a gun, and water. As he left the cave, Hana ran after him. "Wait," she said. She handed him a small device. "This might help. It's made from their technology. It can disrupt their armor for a few seconds." "Thank you," Jum said, taking the device. "Come back alive," she told him. Jum nodded and started walking toward the meeting place. The morning sun cast long shadows across the snow. Ahead, a flat area between two mountains waited, the perfect place for a final hunt. In the distance, a tall figure stood alone, waiting. June walked into the flat area between mountains. The Narek Elder stood tall, waiting. Up close, the alien was even more impressive, nearly 8 feet tall with scars covering its mottled skin. Its yellow eyes watched June approach. The Elder removed its mask, showing its full face with 4 mandibles. It clicked them together, making that strange metal sound June had come to know. "Human," the Elder said in rough English. "You fight well. You're kind strong. Not easy prey." "We're not prey at all," June replied, stopping 10 feet from the alien. The Elder tilted its head. "All life is prey or hunter. You were prey, now becoming hunter. Interesting. Why Earth?" June asked. "Why us? Many worlds soft. Weak. Humans fight back. Make good hunt." The Elder placed its weapons on the ground, all except for a long blade. June did the same, keeping only his knife. "Rules simple," the Elder explained. "Fight until one cannot fight. Winner decides fate." June nodded. "I'm ready." They circled each other slowly. The Elder moved with surprising grace for its size. June watched carefully, looking for weaknesses. The Elder attacked first, swinging its blade in a wide arc. June ducked under it and slashed with his knife, cutting the alien's leg. Green blood dripped onto the snow. The Elder seemed surprised by June's speed. It attacked again, more carefully this time. They fought back and forth, neither gaining a clear advantage. Jun received cuts on his arm and chest. The elder bled from several small wounds. The fight continued for what felt like hours. Jun grew tired. The elder was stronger, with more endurance. In a straight battle, Jun would lose. But humans hadn't survived by fighting fair. As the elder charged again, Jun activated Hannah's device. The alien's armor sparked and failed. In that moment, Jun drove his knife deep into the elder's side. The Narek roared in pain and knocked Jun down with a powerful blow. Jun's head hit the ground hard. His vision blurred. The elder stood over him, blade raised for the killing stroke. This was it, the end. But the blade didn't fall. The elder stared at Jun, then at the knife in its side. Slowly, it lowered its weapon. "Why you not use gun?" the elder asked. "Could kill from distance." Jun struggled to sit up. That wouldn't be a fair fight. No honor in it. The elder made a sound, something like a laugh. Humans understand honor. Surprising. With a quick motion, the elder pulled Jun's knife from its side and handed it back to him. "Enough," the elder declared. "You fight with skill and honor, not prey. Equals." The elder pressed something on its arm. A small ship appeared in the sky, descending toward them. Other Narek emerged from it. "We go," the elder told them. Earth no longer hunting ground. The younger Narek seemed shocked but didn't argue. The elder turned back to Jun. "Other worlds need know about humans. Dangerous if provoked. Better as allies than prey." The elder removed a decorated blade from its armor and offered it to Jun. "Gift. For worthy opponent." Jun accepted the blade with a nod. "Will you return?" "Perhaps. Not as hunters. As equals." The elder touched its chest in what seemed like a gesture of respect. "Remember, human. Galaxy dangerous. Many predators. Not all follow honor." As the ship prepared to leave, Hannah, Jin, and Tai arrived, weapons ready. But they stopped when they saw Jun standing calmly with the elder. "It's over," Jun told them. "They're leaving." They watched as the Narek boarded their ship. The elder was last, giving one final look at the humans before entering. The ship rose into the sky and disappeared. "What happened?" Hannah asked, examining Jun's wounds. "I think we just made first contact," Jun said, looking at the alien blade in his hand. "Real contact." "Will others come?" Jin asked, staring at the sky. "Yes," Jun said. "But next time, we'll be ready." "They know now." "Know what?" Tai asked. Jun smiled slightly. "That on Earth, the hunters can become the hunted."